Morning guys, everyone's just kind of getting their material together and getting into pairs so that we can get ready and start moving into our different zones. Looking forward, at least the weather is good, thank God it's not raining, and I hope that it stays this way the whole day. Yeah, let's just see how it goes. Just mapped one of the streets, Loita Street, with Fraser and Nakaziba, and we've been going up and down the street and then into some of the buildings to check out the different indoor and outdoor accessibility features. I found that it's extremely inaccessible. We found no ramps on the street outdoors, first of all, and also on the pavements. They are not very flat or very clear at all. My cane actually was obstructed severally because of the inconsistency in the smoothness of the pavement. And then also we noted that there are no drop curbs. So every time I move from a street into the pavement, I have to either step up or step down, which means that for somebody with a wheelchair, it's very, very difficult to be able to move on their own. Probably somebody has to carry them up onto the pavement or onto the street. And also my cane as well was obstructed by different things like septic tanks and also flower pots which were on the pavement. But the people, actually, the pedestrians, are really good. They were giving me way, which is cool to note. Another thing, we went into Pension Towers, which is a multi-story building on Loita Street. And I found that although there was a ramp to go into the building, which was really good, nice and flat, really good tiling and flooring, slip-resistant flooring as well. When I walked in, there wasn't particularly much space for me to turn and enter the building itself. So you get to the top of the ramp and then it's only about quarter of a meter or so until the door itself. And the door as well, it pulled outward. So that means that I would have to go back down the ramp to pull it open and then now walk into the building, which is not very good because A, I can't see, and then also other types of people won't be able to use it as easily as they could. There was a security check which when you walk in, for me of course, because I can walk, I can move through it and I can kind of like slide through it nicely. But somebody who is sort of have difficulty with mobility or on a wheelchair, the entrance itself for the security check was way too small. The floors were really nice and clear though, really big sort of corridors and a big space for people to walk. And then I tried to go upstairs through the lift, which was available. And there was an auditory prompt, but it was only just to let me know that the lift was there and ready for me to enter. But as I entered inside, there was no auditory prompt to tell me, okay, ground floor, first floor, second floor, or anything like that. There was nothing like that. There was no braille as well on the buttons. So it was difficult for me to know where I was going. I had to get help from the people who were inside the elevator to help me to press the right floor.
In front of you, just there.
There was another entrance out of the building on the other side of the street. The steps had been put there after the building was already built because there were metal steps and they were very, very high, very steep, and therefore even myself with my cane, I was having a bit of difficulty walking up and down. Plus there was no rail for me to hold on to as I did that. So if I missed a step or I missed was a bit unbalanced, I would have probably fallen and been really bad as well. So that was something to note as well for the back end of that building. As I walked down the street, different buildings had little gates where you could go down into the underground parking, which was good, fine. But unfortunately, there were no signage or there was no indicators to say to me who can't see that, okay, you're about to approach a gateway that goes down to the underground. So that was kind of dangerous because a car could just pop out of nowhere as I tried to cross and there'll be no restrictions, nothing to avoid me from getting hit from them. We saw one or two street hawkers doing their business, but unfortunately they were taking the space of the pavements, which wasn't ideal. So Loita Street has been the first street that we've done this morning, and now let's carry on with the others and then hopefully we'll meet the rest of the groups as they do their own mapping.